Hello and welcome to the Creaky Kudos. I'm Monk, and today, yes, we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords WARSAILS. Now, this video is going to be about money, more specifically how to make money in the game, the best ways that I know how to make money. We're going to break some things down, hopefully help you guys make absolute bank, because there is some easy ways and then there are some slow ways. Now, one of the slow ways is actually one of the best ways. That is smithing. Smithing is really simple. Simply keep any kind of weapon that you get throughout your entire playthrough and break it down. Eventually you're going to earn yourself smithing EXP. And I've done a whole video on smithing. It's still up to date despite being like a year or two old. You know, the principles of that video hold true today, but my point is, smithing, you can make some serious money. Look at these two items right here. Legendary crafted items sell for 70 to 78,000 dinars per unit. Per unit, guys. So put that on, you know, into some kind of context when you are being able to churn out tens of these, hundreds of these, or have an entire inventory. And yes, you can use made weapons to purchase yourself clans, armies, whatever else when it comes to actually negotiating with people. Now, this pole arm that I'm making right now is the most profitable weapon that I've been able to find within Bannerlords. I find pole arms really good. There's a couple of reasons why. No ingredient that we are using right now is above finest steel, meaning that we can literally break weapons down in order to get this for pretty cheap. Like, you know, you can get finest steel relatively easy, or you could make finest steel yourself relatively easy. And wood, that's it. That's all you need. 4 pieces of finest steel and wood. Yes, you have to unlock the recipe parts. However, one thing that I wanted to kind of point out, that's just the best that I found. It doesn't matter. If you want to make money when it comes to just smithing, then I would say focus early game on your two-handed swords. I still think that two-handed swords get you the most EXP and of course sell for a very, very good amount of money. It doesn't matter what crafting recipes you have unlocked, as long as you are crafting those weapons, and you can make some serious bank. The sooner you build up that EXP, the sooner you build up those levels within smithing, the sooner you're going to be able to churn out better weapons, fine weapons, for instance, more complicated weapons. You'll unlock new things as well. Now, late game, like I said, work on those pole arms, because in my opinion, you can get some seriously good money from pole arms. And again, you never have to use anything above finest steel. Unfortunately, when you use the rarest materials, it never really pays off. It doesn't give you that much more bang for your buck. I would only use it if you're going to make something personal. Now, I wanted to show you a level 2 weapon. A level 2 weapon is going to be really easy for you to unlock. It ain't going to take that much effort whatsoever. So we're going to make a few of these level 2. Every single item here is a level 2 crafted sword, two-handed sword, may add. And we're going to go into trading. As you can see, they're worth a pretty penny. Considering the materials that we're using, you can make a lot of money with smithing. Now, yes, it does take a long time to get high smithing, but even on a low smithing, you can make some really good money. I mean, people have been asking how I have, you know, millions of dinars. Well, have you seen my inventory? I may have, you know, that many dinars, but inventory-wise, absolutely loaded. I could buy myself another 2, 3, 4, 5 towns if I wanted to. Now, the next big thing we should really talk about is trade. With WARSAILS, trade has never been as good as it is right now. Once you level up trade to the max, you can literally buy yourself a castle. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be cheap. It's certainly not going to be cheap, but you can actually buy property if you level it up. Now, depending on the options you pick, you can make some serious money out of trade. Now, the way to get trade experience is by making profit. So you buy something low, sell it high. Simple, really, at least in theory. Now, once you start getting some trade experience, the shops will begin literally marking items that are a good value for you to buy. It will be like bright green, at least it is for me over on the Xbox Series X. I'll pop into a shop, pop into trade, and the trade items that it recommends would be worthwhile me buying are in green, and red for me going to be losing money if I was going to be selling it. There's no point me telling you exactly what to buy and at what price to buy, because Bannerlords is a living economy. Therefore, the prices fluctuate depending on which map you are or any one campaign that you are playing. However, with WARSAILS, we did get two brand new tradable goods. You can find them over in the Norse area. And they are really good. If you go up there, buy those materials, and then take them somewhere down south, for instance, where those trade goods are not available, you're going to be able to make yourself a decent amount of money, and it's going to be a really quick, easy way to achieve some EXP. Another great way to make money is to take prisoners. Now, yes, you can take enemy lords and you can make a decent amount of money by selling those lords, not to mention the lords can't fight you again if you do take them. Wouldn't necessarily recommend doing the Lord route, because you want people to like you after all, and if you let them go after a battle, they will generally give you some positive relation with them. However, all those juicy battles means extra loot, and loot can be sold for an awful lot of money. Therefore, war can be extremely profitable. Now, like I said, prisoners are extremely profitable, whether that be lords or literally just regular troops, and you're going to be picking them up on absolute mass. Pop over to a town, pop to the tavern, and then just sell them. Simple as that. Alternatively, if you are already a mercenary, you can actually donate all of those prisoners into a dungeon and you'll earn influence. It's that influence that you're going to be getting that basically pays your mercenary contract. The more influence you earn for whichever kingdom you have pledged your sword to, the more money they will give you in turn. I hear what you're asking. Monk, but how do I become a mercenary? Well, it's quite simple. Find the empire that you plan to become a mercenary with, talk to one of the lords, and then ask to discuss something. You can tell them that you want to enter their service, and you've got two options here. This is really important. You can literally pledge your life to them. That's becoming a vassal under them. Or you can pledge your sword, which would be a mercenary route. However, you do generally need to build some kind of relation with the kingdom that you want to join. So think about that beforehand, maybe do a couple of missions. And like I said, you can earn some serious money as a mercenary. I believe being a mercenary is one of the faster ways to earn some decent money. And of course, donating to prisoners for that influence, that being just a single way to earn influence as a mercenary, can get you some serious money. As you can see, there's 206 influence if I was to dive all of that into that dungeon. Now, that nets me a lot of money per payment. Another good way to make money is to raid. Now, you can raid villages, you can raid caravans. Either way, there's some decent loot up for grabs here. Now, when it comes to actually raiding a fief, a town, there's a few different options. As well as raiding, you can literally request their goods. One of my favorite early game ways to earn money, though, has to be tournaments. Tournaments can be found by finding a little golden helmet that is situated above the towns. Now, within tournaments, not only can you then level up, because like I said, this is a great early way to make money. Not only can you level up in all your different skills, but you can literally earn yourself a complete outfit, all your armor, weaponry, even a horse. Most of this sells for a decent amount of money as well. Late game, the armor that you get is so expensive, and a really good way to earn a quick buck. Even early game, you can get some helmets that are worth over 30,000 dinars, which is pretty much a medium ship. Little bit of word of advice though, when it comes to those tournaments, you do literally enter wearing the armor that you own. Although you are given different weapons, given horses and such, depending on what armor you own is the armor that you go into that tournament with, as well as the health bar. So if you go in after, you know, walking through the desert and you're slightly starving or just finished a battle, whatever health that you enter, that's the health you're going to be entering the tournament. And there you go, this is the helmet that I just won, and it's worth an awful lot of money. Now within WARSAILS, we've just got deserters. Deserters are basically jacked up looters. They are elite troops. They drop some very good gear. As you can see, you can earn some serious money from attacking those deserters. That also leads into piracy. You know, you can earn a lot of money through those ship battles. Not only are you going to be earning all the loot when it comes to all of the troops that you have been slaying, but you can also have a chance to win boats, and boats sell for a serious amount of dinars. Now, yes, you may be winning some of the smaller boats at first, but I've won medium and large boats too. You know, those boats are worth 10 to 40,000 dinars depending on what you're buying. Essentially, you are selling a ship for a third of the value that you would be buying it for. So keep that in mind. If you happen to be getting, you know, 4,000 dinars for a ship that you managed to win, then it's worth around 12,000 if you was to buy it. But you better believe that selling ships is worth your time. But remember, before you just jump into getting yourself a ship and going ahead to try to be a pirate, having a ship is expensive. You're going to have to repair it a lot. It doesn't matter what you do, your ship's going to need repairing. And you know, it's going to need maintenance as well. So keep that in mind before you just jump straight into wanting to be the pirates that I know you all want to be, because I kind of want to do it too. And the last tip I've got for you is marriage. Now, not only can you yourself get married, but you can also marry off your family members too. If you are marrying a male character, the female character that you're being married to comes into your clan. That's really important, because then, of course, you get their gear too, like this lovely fair maiden. She is my wife, and she has some extremely expensive gear. If I don't need said gear, I can go ahead and just sell it. But either way, these items are elite, and depending on whom you marry, you could earn some serious buck from just this alone. But there we have it, guys. That is my top tips for making money, earning money within WARSAILS. If you have a tip of your very own, drop it down in the comments of the video. Very interesting to see what you come up with. And of course, it's good for the community to grow together. But until next time, I've been the Monk Community Curious. I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, happy gaming.